Hello, world, and this is a tribute to Hulkster.
Now, let's get ready. You are Talkin Live with Lamar Bearden.
Well, here we are back, and we're here at a sad note. I was sitting on my phone as usual, always, and it popped up that Hulk Hogan had passed away. Was very shocked of that. As all the exercise and all the things he did in lifetime, you'd think that he wouldn't die of a heart attack, but, you never know. But I really respect him, and I kept up with him during the times when I did watch wrestling. I watched wrestling. I always liked to watch him. I liked him in the movies. I liked him in the he was in with Walker, Texas Ranger. He was a great guy. He was working with kids and, trying to keep them off drugs and stuff like that. I watched him a lot of different shows, and, then he was in, what was he in with the show with, let's see, I lost my thought. But he was in Walker and Texas Ranger. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think.
Rocky.
I was trying to think.
Rocky 3.
I could see it in my mind, but I couldn't. But he was in there, and they picked up Sylvester Stallone, threw him out of the ring. Yeah, it was a great show. And, he done some old crazy things, but funny things. And he stood for what he believed in, and that was worth a lot. And we got some people that thinks that it's better that we have that loss, but we got some people that they would have been better off had been them instead of him, because he was making a difference in the country. This lady would say that about him as very, very wicked person, and talk about, you see it on the screen, what she said and what she was, downgrading the Hulk and talking about how he stood for what he stood for, and it's just like the alligator alley. We got so many people talking about, and that's where they belong. See, there's the lady that talked about Hulk and talking about him, said he was one less mega. Well, I want to tell you something, lady. We got a lot of mega people, and they're going to stand up against you people because you make mockery of this country. You are always winning because you're not winning the Democratic Party because you're a demon-possessed people. You are a people that needs to be in Russia or one of the other communist countries. You're not Americans. You're really not American. You're not Democrats either. You're communists. That's what you are. And that's just the way I look at it. For them to run their mouth and get up there and talk. If they can't say nothing good about the man, they ought to keep their mouth shut because he done a lot of good things. Go ahead and put some stuff up, that we can talk about, Jill.
Okay.
Has died. Officials say Hogan, whose real name was Terry Bollea, died from cardiac arrest in his home in Clearwater, Florida. Hulk Hogan helped bring the WWE into the mainstream, and he also turned his wrestling persona into a successful movie career in the 1980s. Hulk Hogan has a complicated legacy. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005, but then removed in 2015 after a scandal over racist comments while he was being secretly recorded. Hulk Hogan was 71 years old. WWE says they're saddened to learn of his passing and extending their condolences to Hogan's family, friends, and fans.
Yes, about 2 weeks ago, I have his phone number. I have his number down in Florida. And I called him, this was 2 weeks ago. I called down to Florida to see if he'd want to do a show interview, and no one answered. So I figured, well, I'll call back later. And, I didn't know, we closed that day or what it is. I understand he was in his shop down in Florida on the Mondays, but I didn't find that out. But I didn't find that out before I called. But I called to ask him to do an interview, and no one answered. No, this was a couple of weeks before he died. I just called him he was on my mind for some reason. I just thought about him, and, I thought, man, it'd be great to have him on the interview. It was great to even think about having him. He's a real showman, a real person that knows how to be a showman. And we're going to all miss that Hulk Hogan, that Hulkamania guy. And I know that there's so many things that he done was good. I understand he done things for animals. He done things for people, trying to help children. I mean, there was a lot of things he was doing. And, people like him is very scarce to do things like it, And as we go through life, we should appreciate people like him. We should be thankful that God let us have someone, to come out. I mean, I disagree with some of his, he drank my stuff like that, I think, a little, but, I mean, that's his life. But we really miss him. We're going to miss him. I mean, and I'm sure Donald Trump said he was really saddened by this, and he was pulling a lot of strings in his Florida home and doing things for Donald Trump to win the election. And, I'd done things to see Donald Trump win the election. But like Hulk, he was famous. He was always, let's play a clip, whatever.
What happened last week when they took a shot at my hero? And they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run loud, brother. Let Trumpomania roll again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
I'm sure he convinced a lot of people with that testimony that he done, and
that was quite the turning point.
Yeah, people love wrestling. I mean, a lot of people love wrestling. We have quite a few wrestlers on here, and they love wrestling, and they love to see it. It's a showmanship, and some of it gets very serious sometimes. Some people don't think that it's sometimes real. Maybe sometimes it ain't, but it's a show. But it's a show that people like, and Hulk had that. He had the show that everybody wanted to watch. He had those people out there that love wrestling, even in other countries, man. They love to watch him, to see him perform, and see him in movies, in a series. I thought it was a great show when he was in with Chuck Norris and Walker. I thought he'd done a great job. He was a good actor in there too. See, he was an actor in many things. He was an actor that could turn people on and get their attention. Some people think it was foolish the way he act, but it was a part of him. That was him. That was Hulk. That was a Hulkster.
Guess how many movies and TV shows he was in?
Oh, yeah. I seen him on Johnny Carson.
It's 275.
That's movies, show.
And TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen him on Johnny Carson. I thought it was funny. It was real funny. He was talking about the Hulkmania and all this kind of stuff. But he got a lot of people together. He really did. He got people together that, that liked his shows, liked his performance. They would, they would go buy a ticket any old day to see him wrestle or see him maybe just sign autographs. Everybody loved him. And, sometimes wrestlers go too far and it makes you, turns you off maybe. He knew how that you did shows as a wrestler. He was an expert on wrestling and all this kind of stuff. And to get people's attention and bring people together in the wrestling area. And a lot of people love that. I talked to John Anderson. He said he wrestled in Japan. A lot of people like Japan wrestling. In Japan love wrestling. And Hulk been all over the country, up down the country, out of the country, in the country, and a lot of people liked him. He had a lot of fans.
He was one of the first to be talking about anti-bullying, which is a big topic today in these days.
Yeah, in schools, right?
Right. And he had that famous saying for kids, train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins.
Yeah, I watched him, wrestle a lot. I see when he picked up, Andre the Giant and throwed him down on his back. That was, man, I had to be strong enough to pick him up, Andre's what, 7 foot something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's big.
And, it was all muscle. And you think, people tell you, you get exercise, that keeps you from having a heart attack. Not necessarily. Not everybody. I mean, you would think, walking every day and all that, but, lifting weights and all this, doing stuff, what he did, to build himself up to be muscle bound like it was. Anyway, you want to play a commercial there.
All right.
Hello, welcome to Pumpkin Canine Fashions. I have paw-picked my new line of dog beds. Each one delivers bold, stylish looks that make your pup stand out from the pack. With thoughtfully designed apparel and accessories, my people bring personality and flair to every tail wag. Go ahead, treat your pup to one today. Order now at pumpkincaninefashion.com. That's pumpkincaninefashion.com.
Talkin Live Classics TV has a new look. Now each day of the week has something new in store for you. Tune in Mondays to watch Briefing Room Monday War Drama. Tuesdays, you can still catch all the classic movies from years gone by. And brand new is our Western Wednesdays every week. Thursdays are classic alt TV shows all day long. Grab a spot on the couch and have a sci-fi movie and a pizza each Friday. Super Saturday cartoons for your kids. You will be reliving the morning TV you grew up with all day long. Each Sunday is our Southern Gospel Day of Worship. All of the worship music you know. And we now have Billy Graham each week at 10 in the morning and 7 in the evening. Watch online at talkinliveclassicstv.com or anytime on our Roku and Amazon Fire TV channels. You can still catch our Talkin Live Show with Lamar Bearden, new every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 in the evening.
Yeah, it said this past week was a lot of people that was in the entertainment business passed away. And, the shock of Hulk Hogan passing away, I'm sure that it hit a lot of people because who would think a man that was so, muscle built and was active, doing all these different things he done, as you'd think, that a man like that lived to be a old man, a real old man. And I feel for his family. My heart goes out to his family. I mean, it really matters to me to see someone pass away, whether they're famous or whether they're poor, whether they're rich or whatever. It bothers me to see people lose their loved ones, but it's this part of life that we have to go through. And I think old Hulk, he lived a life that he loved, and he enjoyed what he did. And what he did will account. I mean, his movies, his shows will continue to play. We will see him in his movies and all the things he done. We will continue to see it through streaming, through talk shows, and all the things that he done in the past. There he is right now with Andre the Giant. And like I say, you got to be a pretty big giant to pick up a giant, I would say. And I see he had a lot of stuff he marketed, like shirts and stuff. And if you bought one from him, if you bought anything, I've seen some of his little Hulk men, you know, like Mattel would make, or I've seen a lot of that stuff. Actually, when I did recycling for Amazon, I found some of his stuff in my scrap that I did for Amazon. And it was, you know, we put it up and we saved stuff like that. We put it back. We found stuff with a lot of different characters, and we put it back, and we hold it as souvenirs. A lot of things, memories that we get in life that we hold dear, our families, you know. But there's one good thing about, you know, when you've done shows, you've done stuff in the movies and all that, you won't be alive anymore, but everybody will still get a kick out of it. You know, you can take Little Rascals. How many people love that? Three Stooges. Everybody still loves Three Stooges and Little Rascals. The old movies with all the old movie stars, John Wayne, all that. And so Hulk has moved up to that point that everybody will be looking forward in his memory and his movies, his statements when he did that for President Trump. And, you know, I cherish someone in our country that's willing to stand up like he did for what he believed in. You know, we got a lot of Democrats putting on shows nowadays. And, you know, it's not that I don't hate Democrats. I don't hate, it's what they do in their agenda. I mean, like saying this about Hulk Hogan. I mean, where do you get off and talking like that? What do you got? You ain't nothing. You're just jealous of him because he was a good man. He done a lot of good things. It's something that you won't do. That's your problem. That's why you said something like that. The biggest problem, a lot of people that downgrade other people that done a lot of good work and was a good person that done things for others, they're just jealous. That's all they are. They're jealous of what they have, what they had, what kind of life they had, and that's why they want to put them down. Or the money they got. I mean, like they saw when they was burning these Tesla cars. They done that because they're jealous. They didn't do that because of the cars. They didn't hurt Musk. He had insurance. And but
I know this one lady was getting death threats for liking the Hulkster.
Well, I don't
Now, let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at Chelsea Green receives death threats paying tribute to Hulk Hogan. At top of today's news is a disturbing situation involving WWE superstar Chelsea Green, as a former Women's United States champion reports she's taking a break from social media following death threats made to her. Chelsea informed fans, "I've tried to keep my page positive and comedic, but today a lot changed, and it hit harder than I expected. The name calling, the death threats, the faceless accounts. Social media was supposed to be a fun place, and it hasn't been for a while. Been overwhelming, and I need to step away for a little bit. Love my Patriots." The controversy began after Chelsea was asked about the passing of Hulk Hogan. Sports Illustrated provided background on what happened, saying Green faced some harsh and many would agree unfair criticism from her online fan base after she was asked by CBS News 24/7 this past Thursday to comment on the life and legacy of Hulk Hogan.
Yes, and I'll guarantee you some of these talk shows will be making jokes, making fun of our loss. Yeah. They think it's funny. A joke can be told, but it has to be with humor that don't hurt people. These guys joke about death. You're going to die one day. You're going to stand before God, just like everybody else. And for you to get out there and degrade and to put somebody down that passed away, that have loved ones, friends that enjoyed their company, for you to make fun of that, you're a low-down person. For you to do that to somebody like anybody that died, even if Biden died, I wouldn't like to hear no jokes about him dying. I don't go for that crap. And you Democrats, you get up there and see you have no thought of dying yourself, but your time will come too. And maybe they'll make jokes about you. The Democratic Party today is a joke. It's the biggest joke that I ever seen. I seen them on the news try to entertain somebody. They didn't have nothing. It's so bad that they don't have even a person fit to run for president. They can't even do a show that's funny. They can't have entertainment that's funny. They're trying to be. They're trying to get you with entertainment. But see, Hulk had the knack. He had the they had
the most high-profile anti-bullying guy they could have, but just because he's a white guy, they chose not to take advantage of his talent.
They don't take advantage of doing right. That's what their problem is. They know what's right, but they have been blinded by their desires and their lust for power. And they don't care who they hurt. It's all about power. All the immigrants, and I'll say this, all the immigrants a lot of them are having to suffer. And this is the truth. It ain't Donald Trump's fault. It's the Democratic Party that let all those people come over that border. And they knew that they would have to go back someday. It's your fault they're suffering. You immigrants, you're watching this, don't blame Trump. Blame the party that lets you come into this country, because you come in here illegal. And Hulk Hogan, I'll guarantee, would say the same thing. It's not about racism. It's about what's right, what's wrong, what's the law, and what's not the law. That's all it's about. And Hogan, he stood for that, what was right. And that's why you just didn't like him. That's why you made this stupid gesture, because you're ignorant people. Where's your IQ at, man? Where'd you get your IQ? I bet you've been to college and everything. You ain't got sense enough to give somebody credit and feel sorry for the family that lost a great man. A man that was coming on television and working to entertain and help this country get back on its feet and help us as Americans to be proud to be Americans. May God bless all of Hulk's family and help them to bear this burden. God bless all of you.
Let me begin by expressing our sadness at the passing of a wonderful man and a dear friend of mine. He was a very special person. I got to know him very well.
You know, I see all the real Americans. I think about how Donald Trump, his family was compromised. When I look out there and I see Donald Trump, I think about how his business was compromised. But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States? Enough is enough.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live Show presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin Live TV Broadcast Studio, EPB Fiber Optics, or by this network or its management. Stand out with our exclusive backpack, proudly showcasing the one-of-a-kind Lamar Fashions logo, blending style and distinction into every design. Available in white or black, our backpack is lightweight and comfortable for your optimal comfort and shoulder fit. The main pocket inside can store daily necessities and contains a protective sleeve to hold your laptop, along with interior pockets for storing valuables. With its classic shape, this backpack is perfect for business travel, laptop soft case, or luggage bag for short trips, and will make a great gift for any age group. The two exterior side pockets can hold your water bottles or your mobile phone. Order yours today in black or white at surplusproductsforyou.com. That's surplusproductsforyou.com.